And a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to First Financial Bank. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show. I'm Mike Young, the very proud voice of the Texans, alongside Ronnie Hearne, who has won over 1,000 games in his career, whether it be at Cisco or wherever. I mean, he won a couple of hundred at Tarleton. Where haven't you won?
Well, I've been blessed. You know, my teams have won a lot of games, not lately, but
we'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that. That's for sure.
Okay.
The Texans lost last night, 60-55 to Angelo State, and we've all heard the phrase "one of those nights." That seemed like that fit last night at Angelo.
Well, we got off to a bad start, that's for sure. Down 14-2. And so we dug ourselves a hole, and in the second half, I don't know what the time was. We were still down 11 at one point. Then we made our comeback, and we're going to have a chance to tie it. Our last possession, if we'd have shot a three and made it, but we fouled them intentionally. It wasn't called an intentional foul, but we fouled. They missed the front end of 1-1. They get the rebound. I think Kiera got a piece of it. And then Megan had a chance to get it, and they came up with it. We fouled them again intentionally. And they missed both free throws, and they get that rebound.
It made you wonder if this is really going to happen here.
I know. And then we foul them again, and they make the free throws. So, a great comeback, kind of like we did against Texas Women's, kind of like we did against Cameron. And then we either ran out of time or things didn't go our way. At the end, we weren't able to tie the game or get the lead. And three of the last four games, that's been the story. We won the one overtime game against Midwestern. We're able to finish that one off, and you and I have talked about it, Mike. We thought after that game we'd really get to going, in the right direction. And we haven't for whatever reason. And so we're going to have to change up some things, do some things different, continue to keep our heads up and work hard.
Well, the Texans almost made a liar out of me last night with their run because they were down a ton with just a couple minutes to go, and I'd already written them off on air. And all of a sudden, here we go, and it's down to a one-possession game again. I don't know where that comes from. Just when you think you're out, you're not.
Yeah, we played with a lot of energy. Our press worked. We knocked down, I think, Kara made a couple buckets. Megan made a big three. I think they sagged in on Kara. She kicked it out and got the assist. And Brianna made a three. Kathy made a three. And so we were really on a roll. And, maybe if we'd had one more minute, maybe it would have been different. But the game's 40 minutes. And again, we weren't able to get it done. But Coach Wilson and I and Coach Dacus talked a lot last night during the first half of the men's game, and Coach Wilson and I talked this morning. And definitely feel like we need to make some changes, maybe in our starting lineup, maybe in our rotation, and maybe do some things different. The press has definitely worked for us. It worked down at WT when we made that comeback, and it worked at Texas Women's. It worked at Cameron. It worked last night, so we've never really felt like we were a pressing team, but maybe after made free throws, we're going to start pressing just to get a little more energy into our team defensively at the beginning of the game. We're just real complacent defensively at the beginning of that game. And not to take anything away from Angelo, they're definitely a good team. They definitely got a lot of good weapons. There's three girls on that team that we recruited out of high school, and two of them ended up at Angelo. The Killsmeyer girl, I think she had 15 rebounds last night.
Right.
And then number 10, Hillary Adams, that's the one I really wished we had. She went to ACU, stayed there 2 years, didn't play a whole lot. She was kind of a set shooter, but she transferred to Angelo last year, redshirted, and has really gotten better. I mean, she had 5 offensive rebounds.
That's right.
Had a lot of them late in the game. I think she had 15 points. She's really a nice player. So some of the players that we recruited, we missed out on. Definitely hurt us last night.
Well, you're talking about rebounding, and the offensive rebounding margin was 15-5, and that's just something that you just can't have.
Yeah, and we looked at the percentages after the game. I think they got nearly 40% of their missed shots, and we got about 18% of our missed shots. So, we're definitely not blocking out well enough, and we're definitely not going to offensive boards. And, most of the time that really makes a big difference.
Well, as you mentioned, changes could well be coming when we play Kingsville on Saturday. And like you mentioned, you've been talking with Misty, you've been talking with Mike here. Is there anything that we can glean from you that will happen on Saturday, or is that going to be a game-time decision?
Well, no. We're definitely going to press on made free throws, and maybe after some dead balls, get a little more energy in our team. All these teams nowadays set a ton of on-ball screens, and we tried going behind, we tried staying flat and not helping unless they drove on us. We tried going over the top. We tried about everything you can do. So we may change that up a little bit and maybe double team off the on-ball screen. You got to get a good double team. You got to get the other 3 players to rotate to the short passes. And so, that's something we're considering doing. And then changing up our starting lineup, maybe changing up, who comes off the bench first. Because we're just not getting any energy, any spark from our bench. And so maybe some of these players that we haven't seen a lot lately are going to get a chance. And I think they deserve a chance because they come to practice and work hard every day. And but it's not a good commentary on your team when you're this late in the season and you don't know who to start, you don't know who to come off the bench first. You should have a top 5 and the top 3 or 4 off the bench, and by this time of year. So we're still searching for that, and we can't make excuses because we lost Morgan Ashmore, even though it was a big loss. The other players are going to have to step up, and we've started Raven at point guard, we started Kathy at point guard. And that's such a crucial position on our team, and so. We got to get some things figured out, and hopefully Saturday night. I was
going to say, Morgan Ashmore really didn't get a lot of publicity, let's say. Right. And to have her out of the starting lineup, she is really proving so valuable here because the offense just really has been sputtering since she's been out.
Right. She is a very unselfish player, sees the floor well, understands that she doesn't have to shoot the ball a lot for us to be successful. She was really good at finding Kira, on penetration, just in our set offense, our post pass, And when we watch the videos of these games, when we played people the first time, and you really notice the things that she did to help our team. So she is missed, but, Raven and Kathy are going to have to step up and take that spot, and we need one of them to kind of take a hold of it and be the, post players can be leaders, a lot of different players can be leaders, but that point guard needs really is the one that has the ball most of the time.
Yeah, I don't think you want Kiera playing point.
No, even though she led us in assists last night. She had the most assists on our team. So, and speaking of Kiera, Nathan told me last night that she needs 7 more points to pass Shelby Adamson on the all-time scoring list at Tarleton since they became a Division II NCAA school.
Well, what a statement that is.
Shelby had 1544 and Kiera's at 1538. So I anticipate Kiera getting at least 7 points Saturday night.
Oh, you think?
That's going to be quite an accomplishment for Kiera.
This is the Ronnie Hearne Show. Is coming to you live from First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. Back with more after this. And back we are at First Financial Bank. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show. Papa John's Pizza in the house, so come on by and get some pre-Valentine's pizza. There's some goodies up there, too. I don't know, Stephanie will have to tell me what those goodies are up there as well. It's Valentine's pizza? Is that it? Okay, well, Stephanie knows, I think.
And there's other stuff.
Pretty much. Well, there's all kinds of stuff here. But come on by and have some of that. We've got some things to give away as well. Right now, we're talking Texans basketball and trying to dissect, what the heck happened last night in San Angelo. And I guess, Coach, if there's any one thing that's more glaring than the rest, what would that be?
I'd say the rebounding would be a big thing. A slow start, not having the intensity on the defensive end, getting down 14-2. And then the rebounds, offensive rebounds, they had 15, we had 5. So, I think that tells most of the story right there.
That does. I noticed Trevante Downs only got 6 minutes last night, but I thought she played pretty well. Had a couple of block shots, and Megan Odell, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. I thought she played very well.
Now, Megan's really played well lately. She's become a little more disciplined on offense. I think she's taking the shots when the shots are there. She's not forcing them. She's doing a good job getting it into the post. I thought she played pretty good defense last night. And she went to the boards. I think she had 6 rebounds last night.
She did.
And then Tori, I really think she's going to be, in the future, going to be a really good player for Tarleton State. She's a tall guard like Megan, about 5'11". She blocked a couple of shots. She didn't score. I don't think she got any rebounds, but she didn't play a lot of minutes. I think she played six minutes is what it said. So definitely need to try to get her in the lineup more. I wish she was a little bit more of a scoring threat, because that's definitely something we need off the bench. And
well, she didn't take a shot last night.
You can't score if you don't shoot.
That's right.
That's true. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. But
I need to be an assistant coach, maybe.
All right. Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, is Tori going to see a little bit more action here, being that you're in need of rebounding help, and we know she can block shots.
She can. And, it took us a while to kind of figure out Tori, because she was hurt the whole preseason, and get in any preseason workouts. And then we started our October 15th practices. Sprained an ankle or tweaked her knee, missed a lot, so she got off to a slow start. And we couldn't figure out if she's a post or if she was a guard. And we finally figured out she was a guard, but she could improve her shooting. She didn't shoot, but that's definitely one thing she's got to improve, is her shooting. And so hopefully, you never know, depending on the game, but hopefully she'll see more minutes.
Well, on the other side of the coin, we did see some turnovers last night. It wasn't obese by any stretch of the imagination, but lots of bad passes, in some case forced passes.
I thought the beginning of the game especially.
Oh, yeah.
We really teach the bounce pass to our post, and we were trying to throw the high pass, throwing the bounce pass to our post players. We weren't using ball fakes, and they were deflecting some of our passes, and so that's definitely something that needs to get better. And, just some poor decisions. And, I always tell them, the girl with the ball is the one that's in control. And, you got to take care of the ball and get the ball to the right spots, to the right people. And so, I think we had 16, they had 13. So it wasn't a big difference right there. And it wasn't a tremendous amount of turnovers. And so definitely we had to clean that up.
Well, the free throw bug is still around, and you only went to the foul line 10 times last night. Made 6, so that's a little less than what you'd like here, but only 10 free throws.
Yeah, we need to shoot a lot more free throws for sure. They shot twice as many. They shot 21. We shot 10. Of course, those last 3 fouls we were wanting to foul.
Well, you had to, yeah.
And so I guess they got 4 or 5 out of that at the end of the game. And so, I thought it was a well-officiated game, pretty clean game by the officials. I really didn't have many complaints. I thought they walked a few times that weren't called, but otherwise I thought those 3 guys did a good job.
But I like the way you work the officials. That's entertainment for me, just to watch.
I set a goal at the beginning of the year not to get a technical, and I haven't got one yet. So
good boy.
Maybe I need to get one.
Well, we all know that Kiara wasn't getting a whole lot of help on the boards, and ASU was part of that reason why, because Carly Kellmeyer, when she had the ball, Kiara had to come out on her because Kellmeyer could shoot the free. So when you bring Kiara out, then all of a sudden you got a rebounding gap.
Yeah, they're a really versatile team. They don't have one player that's really tall, but overall they're big. Their guards are big. Their wings are big. The post players are big enough, and we were definitely overall at a size disadvantage.
What adjustments did you make in the second half, especially offensively, because your first half shooting was 36%, and then the second half it zoomed up to 52%?
Well, we still ran the same offense. We did run our what we call our high offense a little bit more, where it's a kind of a 1-4 set, and it's kind of more of a set play, and some of those were successful. I think maybe we got it inside the Kiara a little bit better in the second half. We tried to play up tempo, run the floor a little better, and all that starts on the defensive end. And there the last part of the game when we were pressing, making our comeback, I thought we played with a lot more energy defensively, and that always helps your offense. And so we got to get that out of them at the beginning of the game.
After the Midwestern game, you were thinking like I was that this could really be something to springboard. And instead of springboard, it went in reverse.
It did, and they were all three close games. Cameron game was an overtime game. The game at Texas Women's was a 4-point game, and the game last night was a 3-point game. Before they made those last few free throws. So it was definitely 3 games that we could have won.
And all 3 fell behind early and just couldn't get out of the hole.
Right, we dug ourselves a hole and couldn't get out of it.
We'll talk about the games that happened last night in the Lone Star Conference. We'll also take a look at the standings as well. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show, live from First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. Papa John's Pizza in the house. Got some things to give away in the house, but you can't get them unless you come on down here. So come on down to First Financial Bank, and we'll return after this. It's the Ronnie Hearne Show, live from First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. I'm Mike Young, Ronnie Hearne, the head coach of the Texans. And Papa John's Pizza, like we mentioned in the house, too. And also, too, there's something going on called the Relay for Life. It's a Valentine's Day bake sale with all the proceeds going to the Relay for Life. So you can come on out and help us support our team in making a difference. All the items are for sale, and any purchase you make, we really thank you for that. That's for sure. And of course, this is pre-Valentine's Day, so
you got your sweetheart a gift?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've taken care of everything.
Great.
So, I'm not like Hogan.
So have I. He told me something yesterday about that, and I forgot what it was. Bachelor Appreciation Day or something.
Or something like that. Yeah.
But so, ladies, he's eligible.
Okay.
But I've already bought Darlene her present. I learned a long time ago not to do it the day of. Think about it at least the day before.
Oh yeah.
So I've got her a present already.
Well, I learned that too. You don't do it the day of because they're all gone.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you better have a card for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's the main thing.
Or you're going to be sleeping in the barn.
That's right.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
Papa John's, call them at 254-918-1030. You can order at papajohns.com as well. All right, let's take a look at the Lone Star Conference games. And man, there were some barn burners last night. We'll start with the least of the 3, at least to me anyway. Cameron just absolutely took apart Eastern New Mexico. The final score was 76-63, but at one point, Cameron was up by about 25 points. So it looks like that the Aggies have gotten their act together.
They have, and we've seen them twice. They're definitely very capable, very athletic. I think a well-coached team, and that was at Cameron, 63-76. Quite a game down in Kingsville.
Oh my goodness, yeah. In case you didn't know what happened last night, all right, we'll perk your ears up here. In triple overtime, that's right, 3 triple overtime. It was Texas Women's 107, Kingsville 102.
I looked at that score on the website after our game. I thought that had to be the men's game. That couldn't be the women's game.
Surprise.
But 107, 102 at the time. it didn't show on the website. It was 3 overtimes, so
Yeah.
you can kind of understand because they played 55 minutes. So, but that was quite a game, and Kingsville's got to turn around and play tonight. They're playing Commerce tonight, but it's in Kingsville. So they played 55 minutes last night, and they got to turn around and play another game tonight. And then the WT Midwestern game.
Oh yeah, the WT Midwestern game went overtime as well, with WT winning 87-77. So I guess if you look at those 3 games, especially the triple overtime game, with Kingsville going down, that's awfully hard to come back from it. Even a single overtime game, but a triple overtime loss, that's got to flatten them. And then how much did Texas women spend on that? One of their players played 53 of the 55 minutes in that game.
Wow.
So you think about that, and then you also look at the West Texas Midwestern game, and you got to think, well, West Texas, they're just running the table right now. Midwestern with a loss here, that could be beneficial as well.
Definitely. They've lost 2 overtime games here lately, one to us, one to WT, and then they're going to have to turn around and go to Eastern New Mexico. Midwestern is Saturday and play down there at Eastern New Mexico. So that's going to be a tough turnaround for them. Angelo State is going to go to Texas 1 Saturday and play. And then Cameron's going to go to West Texas Saturday and play that game.
So really, when you look at the entire scope of things, what comes around goes around. We've gone through our tough time. Looks like the rest of the league is about to do the same.
Well, I hope some.
At least the contenders.
I hope some of them go through a tough time, especially the ones that we're playing, the next couple of weeks. And, we got Kingsville here, and then we got WT here, so we got 2 home games in a row. And then we take one of our longest trips. I don't know if Kingsville or Portales, which one's the furthest from Stephenville, but they're both long trips, so we're going to have to go down there and play next Saturday. And then we have an open date that last week, and then we go to Commerce.
All right, so the standings this morning, as it stands, West Texas 11-0 in conference. They've won their last 13. And then you have TWU, who has jumped ahead of us now at 8-4. And we're tied with Angelo State at 7-5. And so now the seedings are getting a little jumbly here. And like we mentioned before, you really don't want the odd number seeding if you want to avoid West Texas until the final round of the tournament.
Right, that's true. And, there's a lot of teams still fighting for a playoff berth. We're still doing that. Looking at it, I'm not a mathematician, but I think if we win Saturday night, that we're going to be assured a spot in the conference tournament. And but there's still, a lot of teams fighting to get in the conference tournament. Eastern New Mexico, Kingsville, Commerce, and Cameron are all still fighting to get in the conference tournament.
And I don't know anybody wants to play Cameron right now because it looks like they're getting it together. And they are very, very close to passing Commerce and or Kingsville.
They are. And, of course, from what I've seen, to me, they're better than Kingsville and Commerce.
Well, we mentioned this before as far as the schedule goes for Saturday. Angelo State will play at TWU, and we know Angelo's playing well. We know TWU's coming off that triple overtime game. That could be beneficial for the Texans.
Definitely. That was a long trip, of course, to Kingsville. And, we got in at 1 this morning, and I know how tired I am today.
Yeah, me too.
And I would imagine Texas Women's probably got in around 4 o'clock this morning or whatever. And so that's going to be tough for Texas Women, even though they're playing at home. And I think Texas Women only has one more road game the rest of the way.
Very interesting game. Cameron goes to play West Texas. And Cameron is, like we mentioned just a moment ago, has been playing lights out lately. At West Texas, they've been lights out all year. So that's a very interesting game to watch.
That's true. And, Cameron played at home last night and evidently played really well. And, to me, they definitely got the athletes. They got the team that can really give West Texas a hard time.
Then Midwestern State, they do the long road trip to Eastern New Mexico, so that could also be a good deal for the Texans.
Definitely, because I know, Eastern New Mexico, they really gave us fits here and ended up winning that game. But, it was like a track meet. I mean, their players really get out and run hard. They got some big physical post players. They got some good shooters. So that's going to be an interesting game with Midwestern and Eastern.
It's the Ronnie Hearne Show live from First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. We got some things to give away, and we're doing that next. It's the Ronnie Hearne Show live for First Financial Bank. Got some things to give away in just a moment or so. I want to give a little bit of props here because I saw him in here, and I don't see him now here, but congratulations to Lon Reisman, who won the 550th game of his career last night. That's just a mark that's just really, really special. And yeah, you can give him a round of applause. He deserves it. That's for sure. I don't know if he's still here or not, but Lon, if you're listening on the radio somewhere, congratulations. Oh, is he way back there?
No, he had to leave.
He had to leave?
He's got practice at 1.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, yeah, we're out in the cold then. He'll get 600 pretty soon. All right, we got some things to give away.
All right, the first winner, Gerald Harmon. Gerald, finally won something.
Pick a card, any card.
Yeah.
And he selects
All right.
a Tarleton hat.
Cap. And then the next winner is one of our plowboys, Hayden Frederick. Hayden?
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
See if he gets something he doesn't have.
All right.
Okay, he got a sweatshirt.
And the next winner is Brandon McCrary. I hope I said his last name right.
Brandon McCrary, another plowboy.
All right.
Yeah. And he's going to get himself a T-shirt. A tradition T-shirt.
And the plowboys do a great job, don't they?
Oh, they do an excellent job, really. They get the crowd going. They get it loud in there, and that's what we like to have at Wisdom.
They give the opposing players a hard time, the opposing coaches, the referees. They do a great job.
All right, so it's Kingsville coming up Saturday. What's the keys?
Well, before we talk about the keys, I want to mention one of our best fans,
Sure.
Tommy Matthews, had surgery.
That's right.
On Tuesday, and I texted him yesterday. Said he was doing fine. He was waiting to come home. So I know my team's been praying for him, and I'm glad everything for Tommy. And we wish him the best.
Very good. Very good.
Just a tremendous supporter of Tarleton athletics, and we get the popcorn and the candy and the
Yeah, he oversees that. He watches Barbara do it.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he does a
If I
great.
read that right.
Does a great job.
No popcorn on the ride. He does.
But Kingsville is a very dangerous team. They run the floor well. They play with a lot of energy. Got a lot of good shooters. And down there at Kingsville, if you remember that game, we struggled with them most of the first half. We came out and played really well the second half. I think we ran the floor well. We definitely have an advantage on them inside. But we definitely got to get the ball inside and, just start out the game with a lot of energy and get started off on the right foot Saturday. I think is the important thing for this team.
Well, whatever changes are coming, let's hope they're the right ones here and get some points off the bench and some energy off the bench, and that's
right.
Pretty much fine.
All right.
Ronnie Hearne, thank you so much. This has been your show now. Also, too, the game time has been changed for Saturday to 4:30. 4:30 is the tip-off because the guys are getting their game televised back to Houston. What do we have to do to get that?
I don't know.
I'd like to know that.
But that's neat for our men's team and for Tarleton State to be on television. And so come early.
And wear your purple.
We've had tremendous support this year and over the years at the women's games. I always felt like this year, except over Christmas holidays maybe, we had really good, a lot of people in the stands to start our game. And so it's a Saturday. Let's be there at 4:30.
It's great to be loud, that's for sure. The pregame here on the Mighty 93 will be 4:15. That's on Saturday. So wear your purple. Come on out to Wisdom Gym. It's the Texans and Texans against Kingsville. We will see you Saturday.